Today I'm going for some lab testing to find out if running an extra 15,000 miles has actually made me any fitter. After a tough spring of racing, I've spent the past 6 weeks building up my mileage and doing consistent double sessions. But am I fit? Well, we're going to find out by jumping in the lab and testing my threshold zones and my VO2 max. And at the end of the video, we'll compare this to the exact same test that I did in May of 2023. Let's go.
You had any caffeine or anything this morning?
Coffee, aye.
When was your coffee?
I woke up at 7, 3 hours.
Okay. We advise that you don't have caffeine in the morning.
I know, I knew I'd have been completely useless if I didn't have caffeine.
Well, we'll see how your resting values come through.
I have never went a morning a run with a bit of coffee.
Yeah, it's the worst part of this test, I think, for most people is the lack of coffee.
Let's take a quick second to talk about what we're actually doing here. So we'll be doing 2 separate tests. First, we'll be doing the lactate threshold test, which we'll be doing in 4-minute stages. Every 4 minutes, we will jump off the treadmill, get a blood sample, and then increase the speed of the treadmill by half a kilometre an hour for the next stage. These lactate values will give me an LT1 and an LT2 pace alongside heart rate. And these are basically just very efficient paces to train at when trying to build fitness. After a full recovery, we'll jump back on the treadmill and do a VO2 max test, which will tell me how much oxygen my body can take in and use during exercise. So basically, run until your heart can't pump blood any faster. Very fun. But Molly, who was in charge of the test, will explain what we're doing with that when the time comes. Easy.
See me smiling at that. 10 minutes, 15 minutes or whatever. Is that a warm-up?
It's the first stage.
Is that the same speed?
Feels slow. That's a good sign.
Didn't get as much recovery that time.
It's alright, I don't need it. Started filming videos for YouTube like 2 years ago. Fully expecting you would just be behind the camera, hating it. People
Loving it. Get your own one now.
They want him out and me in.
You wouldn't be sweating at this point, would you?
No chance.
So I need the upway every day, man. And I always thought growing up, when I ran faster than him, I could just be like, well, I ran faster than him. Doesn't matter. He's still right.
So what's this what we're reading with?
This is test is lactate, and it's glucose level. So L's lactate, G is glucose.
Alright. Suspense is killing me.
It takes time.
Suspense is killing us. I don't even know what the numbers mean, to tell you the truth, but...
It's thinking. There you go, 1.45.
Right.
That's still low.
That's low?
Yeah.
Right.
So the test will end once that hits over 4.
Alright. Over 4. Well, it looks like we've got a few to go then.
He's actually getting better.
It's went down. It was 1.45 last time, now it's went down to 1.12.
Potentially like both the sweat rate and it. Seven must be on the higher end. She's always get accurate lactate readings.
There you go.
Yeah, you get
Yep.
some. We're going with some form of error.
Aye.
We're really on top of keeping all our kit
Aye.
calibrated and we're checking it out like every 2 weeks. So
I'll guess 1.95.
It might go 0.
We don't want that. Well, I don't want that. We'll be here all day. Don't believe this. It's down at 1.05 now. It's gone down.
Is it?
1.05 now.
That's good.
What's it got?
I feel fit. I don't know if I'm race fit, but I feel threshold fit. Walking through dry.
This could be a long day.
There's such a fine line between, right, this is good, and oh wait, this is really hard.
yeah,
No, I just...
that nice like gradual increase for LT1, LT2 is Shoots down.
Oh, we're going up now, there you go, back up to 1.28, so that's a good sign. We might make the lunge right enough.
1.28.
We're back on the way up. I think we're going to sort of creep up towards 2. This will probably be about 1.5. And then we'll get about a 1.91 to probably at 18.
Didn't you get tested if you know how easy, you know what's going to happen yourself then?
Well, it's just an estimate.
An estimate, is it? I'm gonna know he's giving out estimates.
If you ever stumble upon this video, you know how much crap this is. It's like he wasn't even here.
You feeling alright?
Yes, I feel very good. Thanks for asking, Dad.
There you go.
4?
4.19.
4.19, that's the test done. Now we jog.
Threshold test done. Thought I'd go a bit quicker than that, but we'll compare it to 3 years ago when I actually get the results. But it means I'm nice and fresh for the VO2 max part of the test, which we'll do after a 15-minute recovery. Ish. Can't keep the camera still because he's shivering.
Frozen.
So last time you went in at 16. So.
As I said, like back then I was probably hammering like track sessions and stuff, so probably if anything I would expect the results in the VO2 to have been slightly better then, so I wouldn't be like, oh let's start much faster or whatever.
Okay, so your test was 12 minutes last time. So if it's a bit shorter than that, that's still absolutely ideal.
Okay.
So if you want to replicate the exact same test, we can do that. And then you've got your max is your max, however you reach it, either way. So if we do a different protocol, you can still compare the two the exact same. It's just
May as well just do it the
if we're
same and I can
replicating,
see.
we may.
Aye.
Yeah.
Look at that, what an improvement. Get people, look at that.
Okay, so 3 minutes at 16, up 5.5 every minute until 17.5, and then we'll do the same, so up 1% every minute. We'll keep checking and see how you're doing, just a thumbs up, thumbs down if you want to keep going. And also if you need to stop, please just stop.
This is in case he falls off. If anybody's going to fall off, we know who it is. I know you shouldn't say things like this, but I like to see my son suffer. That was no nice. How's that?
Feeling okay?
Alright.
Gradient takes out your legs as well.
Did you ever say running is easy?
Oh, absolutely.
That was
It's
what?
funny how it's like, oh this is well easy. And then 2 minutes later you're like, nah, it's not well easy anymore. I couldn't have went another whole minute.
No, you can see there like your O2 just starts to completely
It would have been probably 30 seconds, like if I knew if you were like, we're going to put it up, we'll go 30 seconds,
Yeah.
I would have probably done it, but yeah, I'll call it there. Happy with that.
there. Stuff.
It's not that enjoyable, the VO2 now.
No. Shorter though.
Well, the results are in, so let's get straight into them. First of all, there was only one rule beforehand, and that was don't drink coffee. I didn't listen to that because I worried that without caffeine in my system, I wouldn't be able to leave the house, never mind run hard. So I had a lovely double espresso with my breakfast, and my resting lactate was 1.59. Now, for anyone who doesn't know, it should be around 1, and this did come down on every single easy pace until eventually after my 16 kilometers an hour stage, I got it down to 1.05. Then after 16.5 kilometers an hour, the lactate took quite a sharp rise from 1.28 to 1.78, and the results show that this is my LT1. However, these lactate values hold very steady, just under 2.0 until 18 kilometers an hour, which shows me that I can run LT1 stuff at more of that 320 per K, because although we're getting that initial increase in lactate, which generally shows your first threshold, it levels out again before then showing quite a dramatic increase where my lactate shoots up pretty severely, and by 19 kilometers an hour, we stopped the test because my lactate hit 4.19, which means that we had all the threshold data we needed. So let's compare this test to the exact same test that I did in 2023. So just for some quick context, mid-December 2022, I picked up a pretty bad injury and didn't run until the 1st of February. Did a lot of cross training in that 7 weeks, but ran for 10 minutes total in that 7 weeks. Got back into training and was doing the traditional UK style, hard sessions, not that much threshold, everything was pretty flat out, and somehow managed to run a 30:02 10k at the end of April, which was kind of an unexpected result, but I was in really good 10k shape because I've been doing so much intense stuff and not a lot of threshold stuff, and that really shows in these results. Also, I clearly didn't have caffeine in that morning before my 2023 test because the lactate stayed stable around 1 for the first few easy stages, but in terms of actual data points, my LT1 in 2023 was given as 16.5 kilometers an hour, which is the same as 2026, but after that initial increase in lactate, it kept climbing. So that suggests to me that my LT1 is actually better now in 2023, which again makes sense. I've done 4 proper marathon blocks since that last test. I've focused a lot more on threshold stuff, controlled sessions, doing 2 per day. So it makes sense that that 320 per K pace is shown as better. The LT2 figure was also identical at 18.5 kilometers an hour. However, in this case, the lactate was actually a good bit lower in 2023, which suggests that my top end, more race specific speed isn't as good as it was 3 years ago. Again, this makes a lot of sense, but to be honest, I thought even not being in race shape, that my values around that 310 to 315 per K would still be better now. However, moving up to 19 kilometers an hour, in 2023, my lactate was 3.73, and this was 4.19 in my 2026 test. And I wasn't even allowed to finish up the 19.5 kilometers an hour stage that I got to in 2023 because my lactate was already over 4. We had already seen all the data that we needed to see. Because it hadn't reached 4 in 2023, we had to keep doing the test. Now, all this is fine. I'm obviously not delighted about it, but it's not terrible. General fitness is good. Top end stuff is lagging a little bit, but the real kicker came in the second part of the test, my VO2 max. In 2023, my VO2 max was a pretty reasonable 71.2, and in 2026, it was 66.1. Now this is a 7.2% decrease in VO2 max, which can be partly explained by the fact that I'm now 2 kilos heavier than I was in 2023, and that I'll lose this weight before I start to race. However, even making the weights equal, the VO2 max this year was still only 68.5. But apparently this is exactly what my coach expected and exactly why he sent me to do the test. So basically, from my understanding, in 2023, I had a very high ceiling, but didn't really have the endurance to back it up. Whereas now, I have really good endurance and I'm able to run about 90% of my max heart rate for a long time. but my ceiling is quite low. So hopefully now that we know this, we can sprinkle a couple of harder track sessions in with the threshold stuff and just increase that ceiling and drag everything else up with it, so that we're not kind of hitting that ceiling by just pushing the threshold up but not actually increasing the VO2 max, because your threshold is never going to go above your VO2 max, if that makes sense. So this needs to come up so that there's more room for this threshold to grow. And all of these values getting faster, of course, is going to just lead to faster half marathons and ultimately faster marathons. And just as a side note to all of this, my Koros actually predicts that my VO2 max right now is 67. So the fact that I went for a proper lab test and got 66.1 just shows how good these watches actually are. I will try to link both result files in the description if you're interested in reading through all of them. I'll also link the website for testing at the University of West of Scotland if you are based in Glasgow. This video is not sponsored, I paid for it all by myself, but I really appreciate them for letting me film the video in the lab, and if it can help anyone else with their running, then that would be amazing. Thank you very much for watching. Depending on how long it takes me to edit this video and get it up, I may already be in Kenya, so subscribe if you want to see some Kenya content. Also follow me on Instagram, I will be posting Kenya content over there. But I will see you next time. Cheers!